And we're back. Thanks for coming back. So now we're going to wrap this up with my book of the week, which is Batman Odyssey #6. Now, as you can see here, this is not something that this is not something that you normally get on the cover of a comic, which is this is something that you used to use all the time, with with a word, with a word balloon on the title. It's very, very, very rare nowadays. Um, Now, Neil Adams, of course, is one of the greatest comic book artists to have ever lived. It's just that simple. And he does some beautiful. He's been doing some beautiful work in Batman Odyssey. That being said, I haven't a goddamn clue as to what's going on in this book. I mean, it's so bizarre and so out there. I mean, it's almost like, I guess if a rather sane Grant Morrison were writing this book, but not too sane, because I mean it's just so far out there. Like I said, I mean I've read through them, um, and I just don't get it. I mean, Neil Adams, like I said, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant artist. Not that great of a writer though. Or else maybe he's like one of the greatest writers ever. I can't tell. It's really hard to discern what this book seems to be about. I mean, characters seem to come zooming in out of nowhere. There's this kind of purple, dressed up Batman that's in here that I don't know who the fuck he is. And now there's a blonde Robin who's not Robin. He looks really weird, and Ra's al Ghul is in this. The Man Bat Ubu is in this. It just doesn't really seem to make a whole lot of sense, though. I mean, there's nothing here that really seems coherent, and I think that's where I have the biggest problem with the book. Is that I'm reading it, and I'm just it seems like a very stream of consciousness bit of writing. It's like Neil just sat down and wrote everything that he was going to draw and that wanted to draw, and just, okay, I'm going to let it fly. And you've never seen Bruce Wayne with as much chest hair as you have until you've seen him rendered by Neil Adams. I mean, of course, I'm not going to waste time talking about Neil Adams' past work with Denny O'Neil, and the way that they helped to redefine Batman for the more modern age of comics. Bring the dark back into the Dark Knight Detective, because that's really where it came from. Was from the run that started back in when before when Denny and Neil were working on Green Lantern, Green Arrow, the hard traveling heroes books, and bringing a lot of social consciousness into that. And then so that was part of, that's one huge part of their legacy together, and the other part really being the reintroduction, the taking the camp out of Batman in the very late '60s and bringing it into a darker version of Batman, which is where I think one of the greatest victories of DC Comics has ever done, really. One of their greatest successes is reintroducing Batman as a dark Avenger, and as a detective, rather than just this kind of campy, hokey character, which is always when I go back and read those, they're offensive to a sense. But you have to understand that obviously in the time that they were in, it all seemed perfectly sane and rational, because the TV show was out, and the TV show is obviously extremely campy, and they were just kind of building on the success of that. So I mean, But anyway, so getting away from that and getting back to the comic, if somebody out there could tell me what's going on with this, I'd really appreciate it. Um, so as far as comics this week, that's it. There was that for, and so maybe a larger or smaller week next week. I'm not quite sure. I just kind of get them as I seize them. So I'm hoping to get Darwin Cook's The Outfit at some point. Hopefully in the next month or so, when I have a little more money to scrape together. But so that's pretty much it for the Shadow Gallery this week. You can see other incarnations of the Shadow Gallery around the internet. I've introduced a blog, an actual written blog, which you can find at blog.theshadowgallery.info. And the other one is it's kind of a weird one, so go with me here. It's talentburst.biz, B-I-Z. So talentburst, one word, .biz. And that's where you'll find another incarnation of the Shadow Gallery website. It's a little bit more, there's more to it because I didn't have to pay for it. Because it's one of the perks of my new job. And I can get to design it pretty much any way that I want to. So this is probably how I would have liked the theshadowgallery.info to be, but just didn't really have the money to put that together. So maybe someday that it's doubtful that will actually transfer over to this particular site. And also a little Easter egg for you out there: if you ever go to creativityncolors.com, you'll find another entryway into the Shadow Gallery. So it's just me having fun with my new job and what they've allowed. So again, so we've got talentburst.biz and creativity N colors, all one word, creativity, the letter N as in Nancy, and then colors, and then .com. So check those out if you're interested. If you're not, no real skin off my back. As long as you remember the theshadowgallery.info, you'll be with me forever. So, well, at least until I don't know, whatever happens. Just about time for bed. So I'm gonna get out of here, and you have a great day. And remember, if you're in Arizona, buy Atomic or Die, atomiccomics.com, or visit any one of their stores. I always like to throw a little pitch for them because they are truly a great comic shop. So that's it. No more filler. Have a great night. Have a great day. Have a great week. And we'll see you next time. Be seeing you.